सब तो पहला गुरुद्वारा साहब का बहुत बहुत शुक्र करना चाहता। उन्होंने साड़ी बेनती बड़े घट टाइम से स्वीकार किया। एक दो दिन पहला ही पूछा उन्होंने अखंड पाठ ली। उन्होंने एकदम ही साड़ी सारिया सेवा अरेंज कर दी। पाठियों के नाल सेवादारों ने बहुत सेवा की। उस तो बाद संगत ने बहुत सेवा की जी सूँ पता भी नहीं कि संगत आई। उन्होंने लंगर बनाया फॉर 2 days लाइक पूरा उन्होंने अरेंज करके सानू दिता। तो अज भी असी बस जॉली दे हाथ सारे बैठे हाँ। मैं थोड़े जे वर्ड्स हुण इंग्लिश सांझे करांगा सो दैट आई कैन रीच अ लार्जर ऑडियंस। Just to recap, I was saying thanks to the Gurdwara Sahib for arranging the 2-day path for Jolly Sandhu. We started on Thursday and it was all done by the people in the community and all volunteer services. Even we don't even know who have been doing all the services. So I really thank all the people involved for last 2 days, including my family who has been doing a lot of part, and they've been staying overnight here in the Gurdwara premises also. So I would like to say a few words for Jolly, for who we are all here. These are some, I would say, some brotherly words but I have aggregated from different people within our friends and circle. So Jolly Sandhu was born on 13 September 1983 in New Delhi, India. I am the only other sibling and the elder brother. She was 4 years younger to me. Since our childhood, we were taught by our parents to respect and not to fight, which is like any other parent. But Jolly somehow never fought with me or said anything against me ever in her life. She always called me with brother, respected name called Bhaiya, and never called me by my real name, Happy or Ajit. Yes, my name at home is Happy and my sister's name was Jolly. She lived up to her name as it reflects with smiles on whoever she ever met in her life. In fact, we could never find a name better than, so her name was kept as Jolly forever. And as we all know, there is no perfect name for her other than Jolly. We studied in Guru Har Krishan Public School till grade 8, along with me going to the same school. I was her friend, brother, teacher, and guide. I even played with her all girl games, including playing with dolls, clapping games, kitchen games, and you name it. And she all played all boys games with me, like cricket. We even played other games like soccer, badminton, and even we did a lot of bicycling together. So after I finished my high school, Jolly moved to a different school near our house named APJ, where she studied from grade 9 to 12. Later she pursued her university in LSR college, which is called Lady Shri Ram College of New Delhi, where she pursued undergrad degree in political science. After pursuing education, she developed her leadership and interpersonal skills. I still remember we did rehearsals of her speech when she prepared for a university treasurer position, and it was during the second year of her education. She won and served in student leadership team through graduation. She organized many events and learned different crafts. She was a live wire and her friends and even their parents loved her. We have received a lot of calls from not just her friends but also their parents who are in different corners of the world. Many of them are out of words to express their sorrow and utterly shocked. It is shocking for everybody. Jolly started a new chapter in her life by coming to Canada in 2004 to pursue her studies. She pursued her education by getting bachelor's degree in Department of Political Science with minor in economics in Concordia. She finished her undergrad education by end of 2005. After that, she pursued her master's in political science. In the meantime, she was doing part-time jobs in Concordia, which includes exam invigilation duties and job in the Concordia bookstore. She was an active member of Indian Student Association, and many of her friends are even here in this room right now. They organized many fun events, parties, fundraisings together. Lots of fun, lots of smiles all over. A lot of work with the Graduate Student Association and even with the Concordia Student Association. I still remember I dropped by to surprise her in 2006 on 13 September, which apparently is a lucky day for me, and it's her birthday. And they were having a fundraising booth on second floor of the hall building in Concordia. I remember eating the snacks from the booth and all the fun chats, the chit chats we do, loud screams and laughs. And they were oblivious who was listening when they're having fun. Great time, just great time. She was later hired in the bookstore as a full-time employee, and she has been enjoying all the time spent there. As an employee, Jolly was responsible, punctual, honest, hardworking, bright, and confident. She had built great relationships with her colleagues and peers. The people have been fabulous and have heard names of all her colleagues. I have actually heard names of all her colleagues during our regular phone-to-phone chats and meets. They've worked more like a family rather than a standard 9-to-5 job. During this time, Chirag and Jolly fell in love. And Chirag brought special happiness in her life, which is beyond words. I remember in 2010 when I was about to travel to India, Jolly told us that she wants to marry Chirag, and then Chirag came up, wearing formal attire with gifts at our house to formally introduce himself and ask for Jolly's hand in marriage. It was a great moment to see my sister feeling shy to express her feelings. By the way, we have known Chirag for more than 2 years, even before that proposal. So we already know all the friends, and we have been very tight together, having fun. And he used to pop up in all the meetings. So very, very good memories. They made a great couple, and they complemented each other like a perfect pair. They had great sense of humor, smart, innocent, and full of life. It was no riddle for anyone meeting them for the first time that they were made for each other. They both shared same positive attitude towards life and knew how to live life fully by spreading happiness and love. They both just talk about happiness and never about sorrows. On January 30, 2011, we had organized a surprise bridal shower for Jolly at our home in Ottawa. On 1st March 2011, they got married in Surat, Gujarat, which started off as a small family wedding but ended up with about 1,000 people during reception. I can't express that day in words, but I believe it was the happiest day of her life. She was smiling and just smiling all the time. Chirag and Jolly have been an inspirational couple to many of us by the way they live together. The fun, happiness, innocence, and jokes they share are beyond words. They make sure even strangers feel like they are part of a big family. I'm sure many of us here must have felt that when we are around Jolly and Chirag. The same feeling which I feel, I'm pretty sure I've heard this from so many people. Chirag and Jolly participated in a lot of activities together. In fact, she was also going through a licensed paraglider course, which was supposed to complete by this year. She had a special bond with my wife, Simran, and when together, they always made fun of me. Simran and I have 2 daughters, and Jolly had a special place in her heart for our daughters. And our kids are equally crazy about Jolly and Chirag, which we call as Bua and Fufaji. All my kids ever wanted was their aunt, uncle, just stay with them all the time. They don't care if I'm around them or not. We often used to leave our kids with Jolly and go out for movies. In fact, last Saturday, we did the same before, anyways. Not only did A Group and Bani My daughters got gifts from Jolly, but sometimes even from her office colleagues, they used to send us gifts. And I don't even know those people, and they love her so much, and she talks about my kids in her office all the time. So it was like a tight-knit family. My younger daughter Bani's first birthday was completely organized by Jolly, which were attended by a lot of us here last year in November, a few months ago. One of my friends said, "This looks like a wedding function rather than a birthday party." My elder daughter just never used to get down from Jolly's lap. Even today is expecting her to come home, asking her where is Jolly Bua and so on and so forth. 2 days ago, Jolly's boss, Ken, gave me Easter gifts for my kids, which are already bought by Jolly and wrapped up nicely for the nieces. So this shows the way she lived her life. She's always thinking about people around her. Jolly had a special bond with her sister-in-law, Manali, and brother-in-law, Nirav. The way they talk to each other is hilarious, and we call ourselves Lalle kids who can say or do any crazy things we can think of. Our WhatsApp talks still bring smiles whenever I think about them. She has been the live wire in my parents' life. Her in-laws often said to her as Roshni, which means sunlight, which actually summarizes the way they feel about Jolly. When we talk about Jolly, the next thing that pops up in our mind is food. She was adventurous with food and was a great cook with a great heart. In Jolly and Chirag house, no one ever leaves with an empty stomach. Other than me, there are a lot of us who treat Jolly as a sister rather than just a friend. With this strategy, it has brought us more together. We have received enormous help from friends, family, and her well-wishers, and it is still ongoing. The university, the Concordia University, has made a public announcement about her death. The bookstore was closed the day after the accident. Concordia flags were lowered down for one day, and there have been discussions to honor her with memorial, memorabilia, or ways to remember her in future. As a professional, she was honest, responsible, dedicated, hardworking, punctual, respectful, and seen as a leader. And on top, she was a joyful, friendly, confident, humorous, selfless, kind, sincere, and most affectionate person we can think of. Jolly played her role as a wife, sister, sister-in-law, daughter, daughter-in-law, and aunt to the best. Because of the caring, affectionate, kind, and loving nature that she had, Jolly will be sorely missed. But greater than the sorrow from her passing away is the joy that she spread in her life. Just as she has spread the love, joy, smile, happiness among all of us. I wish it continues to remind us of her greatness, innocence, selflessness, and sincerity forever. She has left a smile at all our faces and a void which cannot be filled. She has truly lived up to the name Jolly, which none of us will ever forget. In the end, I would like to thank everyone for attending this Antim Ardas, which we call as the last Sikh prayer, to give her soul peace and harmony in front of the God Almighty. Thanks to all.